Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi.
Double honors to the apostles. Salutations to you, brothers doing things sincerely, the truth, and with charity. We want to hop right in it. Just more scripture showing how Yahawashi is in the Old Testament, man. And this we're going to show he's referred to as the Lord's right arm, man. He's the right hand of the Lord. Can we get Psalms 110? Just real quick.
This is you got it? Come on. This is Psalm 110, verse 1. Yahweh said unto my Lord, sit thou in my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool.
Come. And that's Yahawashi is referred to as the right hand of the Lord, man. For he sits on the right, he sits on to the right of the Heavenly Father, man. He's on the seat to the right of the Heavenly Father. Alright? And when you read Revelations, they share a throne. Alright, Yahawashi, as we make up the body of Yahawashi, alright, as it's written, Yahawashi is the visible image. He's called the right hand in the Old Testament. Alright, you can go ahead.
Come. Yahweh shall...
No, that was it on that. You can get it. What you had.
Come. This is Psalms 44 and verse 3. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm and the light of thy countenance, because thou hast a favor unto them. Thou art my king, O power, command deliverances for Jacob. Because like the brother said, like the scriptures say, Yahawashi is sitting at the right hand of the Heavenly Father, man. Alright? And through Yahweh, through his son, Yahawashi, is going to deliver the children of Israel, man. Starting with the elect. Alright?
Come. I got Colossians 3 and 1. It says, if ye then be risen with Yahawashi, seek those things which are above, where Yahawashi sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. So just, further, so when we get to these scriptures in the Old Testament, when it speaks about the right hand and the right arm, letting you know that Yahawashi sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. So when it speaks about the right arm and the right hand, it's talking about Yahawashi specifically,
What you getting at?
Also to grab Isaiah 53. Perfect.
That's good.
This is Isaiah chapter 53, verse 1. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground.
Right, so the Lord's right arm is whoever this person is talking about in Isaiah 53. Now, when we had understanding already that that's Yahawashi, but when you read through it, you get that clear understanding that this right arm, this report that has been given here, is a man that was counted as innocent, counted as holy, that shall die as descendants and carry reproach of Israel. So this Isaiah 53 can't be talking about Israel. Israel can't be perfect to carry his own reproach. That's madness, man. So this right arm right here, so Israel, for that matter, you would be saying Israel brought salvation to itself. Israel is the right arm of the Lord, and it died for itself, but carried its own sin. That's madness, man. It just doesn't even make fucking sense. All right, it's talking about Yahawashi, all right, the Messiah of the New Testament, and that's the right arm of the Lord, man.
He have no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he hath borne our griefs, and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. And like your brother was saying, man, All right, Israel didn't die for itself, man. All right, it says, surely he have borne our griefs. All right, that's a separation, man. All right, and carry our sorrows. Yet do we esteem him stricken, smitten the Most High, and afflicted, man. All right.
And the brother made a good point before we started the lesson. He was talking about how Yahawashi being that arm, the Lord's actual arm of salvation came to earth and men rejected him. So now what? He's going to come back this time with judgments, man. To save those that received him and to bring judgments to the rest, man. All right?
I got something while you looking. This is Sirach 36. I'm gonna get straight to the point, verse 6. It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. And it's all through who? Through Yahawashi. John the 13th chapter speaks about Yahawashi receiving his glory now. The Most High received his glory during the first Exodus, and now the second Exodus, is all centered around Yahawashi. Yahweh is sending Yahawashi to deliver us.
This is Isaiah 51:4. Hearken unto me, my people, and give ear unto me, O my nation. For a law shall proceed from me, and I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people. All right, and that law, this judgment, that's the light. Yahawashi is that light. In fact, y'all brother just did a study for that. Only Yahawashi has been that light, right? So check this, the next verse. My righteousness is near, my salvation is gone forth, and my arms shall judge the people. All right, so Yahawashi is coming back with judgment and salvation this time around, man. The owl shall wait upon me, and on my arm shall they trust. The Lord said on my arm. He said, you don't trust on me. He said on my arm. All right, which lets you know it's talking about a person as well, man. All right, that person is the same as that light, which is Yahawashi. Let's read Isaiah, the 11th chapter. Okay? Yahawashi is the light. He is that arm of Yahweh. Plain and simple, man. That's our salvation.
Oh, I got something for you real quick. This Psalm 77, verse 14. Thou art the power that doest wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Salah. Going back to that arm, man. The power of the Most High is through Yahawashi, man. All right? He's going to redeem the children of Israel, man, starting with the elect. All right? The Lord, Yahawashi, has been with Yahweh since the beginning, man. All right? And he was rejected. He came down here in the flesh and was rejected of men. Okay? But when he comes back, he's not going to meet thee as a man.
That's right.
Okay. This is, you got something, bro?
No, go ahead.
This Wisdom of Solomon 5:16. It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. So it says his right hand shall he cover them. We've been covered, we've been protected by what? Yahawashi said that the Father, those that thou hast given me, none are lost, save the son of perdition. So we've been covered, we've been protected through what? Through Yahawashi. Through this word,
Hey, can we read that over?
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 5:16. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
A kingdom and a crown from the Lord's hand. Yahawashi said, I go to prepare a place for thee. And in 2nd Ezra, in the 2nd chapter, it said Yahawashi was placing the crowns on the heads of the elect.
Yep.
And that's Old Testament. Ezra is Old Testament. Wisdom of Solomon is Old Testament.
It says, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
Did you have something? This Psalms chapter 89, verse 13. It says, thou hast a mighty arm, strong is thy hand, and high is thy right hand. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne.
And high is thy right hand, man. Yahawashi is the next creature in line unto the Most High, man. Don't nothing get more higher than Yahawashi. The brother mentioned in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, the scripture says he was more exalted than the rest of them. You know?
I had some real quick that you said that. Matter of fact, so I'm gonna finish this real quick. It says, justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. You know, because Yahawashi, like you said, he's been there with Yahweh since the beginning, man. And Yahweh through Yahawashi is how he's bringing judgment, man. All right, because all power was given to Yahawashi from Yahweh. You know, it's Matthew 28 verse 18. And Yahawashi came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. You know? So Yahawashi is all power, man, which was given to him. Which also shows you that Yahweh and Yahawashi is two separate entities, man. You know? Because Yahweh never came down to the earth, man. You know? It was Yahawashi, his only begotten son, that came in the flesh, man. You know? Did you have something?
Oh yeah, I got something. This is This is 2nd Ezra 15. I started. I started 20. It says, behold, 2nd Ezra 15 and 20. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. You know, repay what? The things that these heathens have done unto us, man. You know, Joel, the 3rd chapter, speaks about being gathered, the heathens being gathered to the valley of Jehoshaphat, so the Lord can plead with them there, so he can judge them there for his people, for his heritage. You know, for what they did unto us, right? Verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power. Right? So the Lord is going to recompense these heathens, right? It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed blood upon the earth. So when you go to Jeremiah 4 and 7, it speaks about the lion coming from his thicket to destroy the Gentiles. Who was that speaking of, man? That's speaking of the Lord's right hand, man. It's talking about Yahawashi. You know, coming to place this judgment upon these heathen, man.
And Deuteronomy, because even these 2/3 count as heathen, but
That's
Deuteronomy,
right.
He said, my name is among the angel, and he shall not spare.
Yeah,
Those that not hear his word.
Yeah, in Exodus. Kind of.
Salaki.
Yes, in Exodus. I'll grab it for you. I'll grab it for you. This is obey. I'm gonna say obey in there. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it is Exodus. I don't have it, but now I remember Deuteronomy about the prophet.
Mm-hmm.
It's Exodus 32, I think. Or 23. It's in both of them, actually. Exodus 32 and Exodus 23.
I have something for you real quick while y'all looking for that. This Isaiah 8, I started 10. It says, matter of fact, you come. Isaiah 8 verse 10. It says, take counsel together and it shall come to naught. Speak the word and it shall not stand. For the Most High is with us. For the Yahweh spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say, a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid, you know. And basically that strong hand was Yahawashi, man. Because Yahweh was speaking. How does Yahweh work? If you understand the order of how Yahweh operates, he speaks through his prophets, man. All right? And Yahawashi was not only our king, our Lord, you know, he was also a prophet, man. You know? And that's who Yahweh was speaking through, man, directly. Because what? It tells you in Corinthians that Yahweh is the head of Yahawashi. And Yahawashi is the head of the church, man. So in turn, Yahawashi has some men that he's speaking to. You know, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, and Yahawashi set up his men. Going back to Matthew 10, who he commanded to go out and speak. You know? Yes, you have what you...
Come. It's Exodus 23 and 20. It says, Behold, I sent an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not. Can you get 1 Corinthians... Can you get any out of that? 1 Corinthians, I think it's 10. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. I will read it again. It says, Exodus 23 and 21. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then will I be an enemy unto thy enemies and an adversary unto thy adversaries. You know? And it says, that provoke him not, you know. 10 and 9. Can you jump to the 9th verse?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 9. It says, Neither let us tempt Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents.
Right. So in Exodus, it spoke about obeying that angel, man. Mm-hmm. Because if you didn't obey that angel, then he wouldn't pardon you. So here it is in 1 Corinthians 10. Paul is saying that those Israelites who was in the wilderness back in Exodus with an angel tempted who? Yahawashi, man. And they were destroyed, man. So that angel didn't spare them, man. Letting you know that angel that was in the wilderness was Yahawashi.
Right. That's why Yahawashi told the wicked of the Pharisees and Sadducees they didn't understand the law of Moses. If they believed Moses, they would believe him because Moses wrote of him. And in the New Testament, what happened? Yahawashi forgave somebody their sins. They asked, what manner of man is this that pardon iniquity? And he told them that all judgment, was given to him from the Heavenly Father. This is that angel. Mm-hmm. Yahawashi is the right hand of the Heavenly Father, man. Ain't no getting around it. Yahawashi is the book, man. It's written. Hey, it's written of him. You just want to that?
No.
Right. That's one with that second address, man. That's plain. That's Yahawashi. And you broke it exactly what you said was when I read the 15:22. I thought the same thing to destroy the Gentiles. It's plain, man. It's plain to understand it. Now you're in the spirit. You're in the spirit. This is and you can get Revelations. I forget what chapter. The preacher of Isaiah 63. The wine press.
17. Revelation 17. Sloppy 14.
This is
It's 14. You should start at 18. You want that? You want it now?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you can start at 18.
This is Revelations 14 and 18. It says, And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in the sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in her sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And the winepress was trodden down without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
That's another. You allow some white as apparel. That's the precept to Isaiah 63.
Yeah. Well, no, it spoke about the wine press. I thought that's what you wanted.
That's all I got.
Dipped in is 19 and
13.
Yep.
19, 13.
Yeah.
God, this is Revelation chapter 19, verse 13. And it says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed up upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. Therewith it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the furnaces, and wrath of almighty power. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel.
That's perfect right there. But this goes to Isaiah 63, which the point is, I'm going to read this now. I'm going to read verse 1, I'm going to skip down. Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bosra, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Alright, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like them that tread in the wine fat? I have tried the winepress along, and of the people there was none with me, for I would track them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall sprinkle upon my garments, and I will stain on my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Okay, so the Lord said that's like the point was that the Isaiah 63 and the Revelations go hand in hand. All right, now it says the Lord did this, but then in the beginning you read down it said the Lord arm did this. And the precept to his revelation showing that Yahawashi is the one that did it. Yahawashi is the Lord's arm. Okay, it says Yahweh was doing it, and it says how he's going to do it by his arm. And who's the one that's doing it? Yahawashi. It's that plain. Yahawashi is the arm of the Lord. Yahweh was using Yahawashi to bring this great salvation and this great destruction. Because he said, my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury, it upheld me. Alright, the lions come by to stick it to destroy the Gentiles, and he's coming to bring salvation to his elect. Okay, and Habakkuk 1:13, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it is. It talks about the Lord coming back, riding upon his glory and destroying this fucking earth, and for what reason? To save his elect. He said, was thou angry at the sea? Was thou angry at the waters? Why did thou ride upon the chariots of Israel? Alright, he's finna just bring great destruction to save Israel, man. Yahawashi is their right arm, man. And that fury.
I got something for you real quick. This Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. And this will come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Start up with the light. He's going to say he's the light among the Gentiles.
It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And the Gentiles is talking about Israelites, man. You know, because, hey, like it's saying in Matthew 15:24, man. The Lord only came for Israel, man. The lost sheep of Israel, you know. And it shall come to pass in that day
Right, so like I mixed up two scriptures. Because it's another one that says that he should be a light and Gentiles shall seek. They got to get it, but they go hand in hand, which is still going to prove that this light that these Gentiles are seeking to is their right arm. Because he's going to sit his arm down that second time. The first time he didn't come to condemn. He said the world is condemned already, for they believe that they're condemned. He was coming to get those to be saved. So this second time around, he's going to grab us up, Lord willing us. He's going to release that fury this time. Slide, go ahead, brother.
It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
So we established that the first time it was actually Yahawashi that did it.
Yep.
And Yahweh got all the glory. His name was magnified.
Yep.
Now that Yahawashi did what he did, he died on the cross and rose again. Now he got his glory. So now with this second Exodus, the second he sending his hand, the second time is when the name of Yahawashi is going to be magnified.
It says, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt. Hey, it was go to show you in that Jeremiah 16, where it says, I shall no longer be said that the power that brought you out of Egypt, but from the land of the north. It says, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Which also shows you that the Lord's sheep is scattered, man. So how the Lord's bringing back his sheep, right? Yahawashi is bringing back the sheep through what? The word, man. All right? And when Yahweh sends Yahawashi back, all right, he's going to collect and save his elect, man.
Gosh, man. I want to add to that, when Yahawashi gets the glory, it's also going to increase the glory to the Heavenly Father. Just to put that out there, because Yahweh, man, he needs it. Hey, Psalms tells you his name is his name endureth forever. It is rightly to be praised.
The John 13 it speaks about Yahawashi said, now it's time for you to glorify your son. And when you glorify me, I will straightway glorify you.
Right. I mean, it's a little deep, but when he was reading and talking, I thought about it. It said that my name should be upon that angel. So anytime that glory is given to that angel, which is Yahawashi, it's more glory being given to that name Yahweh. So,
matter of fact, the scripture said in John, the Lord is pleased that you, Yahweh is pleased that you worship Yahawashi. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get it.
This is you have something?
No, it's all good.
All right. This is Isaiah 59 and 15. Yea, truth faileth. He that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And Yahweh saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Right. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. So he set up an intercessor, Yahawashi, which is his what? His arm. That's how we get salvation. In fact, let me get this precept in 1 Samuel, the 2nd chapter. Give me 1 second. You got 1 second to find it. It's right. First Samuel 2:25. If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against Yahweh, who shall entreat for him? Okay, who will be the intercessor for you between you and the Heavenly Father? For clearly we've already sinned against the Lord. Israel as a nation broke the covenant. So who was that intercessor, man? Isaiah 59:16. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. In Romans 8 it tells you that our righteousness is of Yahawashi. And in Isaiah it tells you that Yahawashi's righteousness is of Yahweh. Okay? That's our intercessor, Yahawashi. That's the arm of the Heavenly Father. That's our righteousness, man. Verse 17, for he put on righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So again, here we go with the arm of the Lord, Yahawashi. All right, first it tells you he's putting on the righteousness and his helmet of salvation. Okay, holiness. And then what comes after that? Vengeance. Okay? So Yahawashi is coming to save and to destroy. Verse 19, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. So there you go. The name of Yahweh is going to be increased. It says all the nations shall know Yahweh and his glory. Yahweh, people are going to know Yahawashi. Okay? When the enemy shall come like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against them. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and as them that turn from transgression, and Jacob saith Yahweh.
You get to Luke 4 and the last verse, I think it's 37. That was that number?
Yeah.
I got this is Isaiah chapter 40. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, O Zion, that bringeth good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain, O Jerusalem. That bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your power. Behold, the Lord Yahawashi will come with a strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Who was the dominion given to, right? It was given unto Yahawashi. His arm shall rule for him. His reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall flee, Salakia. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and he shall gently lead those that are with young. So the key word, the point was, shall gather the lambs with his arm. So we're being gathered by the Lord's arm. What is the Lord's arm? You read that, Baruch, brother?
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One.
By the word of the Holy One, man. And we just read in Revelations 19, it says he had a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was the word of the Most High.
That's right.
John 1:1 speaks about the word and how it was made flesh. So it's talking about Yahawashi, man. Yahawashi is the arm of Yahweh. Remember?
It says, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I have.
You got anything else, Carter?
Yeah, I had some real quick. This Colossians chapter 1. I started 12. It says, giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. And having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. You know? So Yahawashi is important, man. You know? Because Yahweh set up Yahawashi, man. And through Yahawashi we have that breath, we have that life, man. You know? So for those who say they don't want to worship Yahawashi, man, you condemned already, man. Alright? And Yahweh set Yahawashi, man. You know? He's pleased that that you worship Yahawashi, man. And then worshiping Yahawashi, you worshiping the Father. You know, because if you hear Yahawashi, you love him that sent Yahawashi. And if you hear Yahawashi's men, you love Yahawashi and also love him that sent Yahawashi, man. It's an order. You know? Because the elect are going to go through the same things Yahawashi went through, man. You know? Because in the end, the elect will have those crowns put on their head. To be what? Joint heirs with who? Yahawashi, man. You know?
That's right.
But you got some?
Alright. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi.
Double honors the apostles. And salutations to you, brothers, on this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom.
Shalom.